Subjection of Women, a Political Philosophy by John Stuart Mill. Equality of Women. John Stuart Mill states that the principle which regulates the existing social relations between the two sexes, the legal subordination of one sex to another, is wrong in itself. It ought to be replaced by a principle of perfect equality, admitting no power or privilege on one side, nor disability on the other. And I am going to be arguing towards agreeing with John Stuart Mill that there needs to be equality of women. Some ideas that are outdated on women's status in society are that women are stupid and uneducated. Women need to depend on a male figure. Women are assumed to be always looking for a husband to run a household. We want men to control us because we find them attractive. And another idea is that women are just housewives. And these are all outdated ideas that do not represent equality of women. Historically, women had to fight for the progress of their civil rights. At one time, women were not even allowed to vote. They had to fight for the right to vote. Women had to earn access to have a credit card. Women are now allowed to own a mortgage. At one time, they were not allowed to even own property. Women are now allowed to work outside of the home. And all of these things happened after the women's civil rights movement. So I think one of the questions is, where does the inequality and the problem in society start? Does it start at a political level? And I would say that yes, it does. Because historically, if you look at the Constitution, it began by saying all men are created equal. It then had to be changed to all people are created equal, to include blacks. And although it says all men are created equal and it got changed to all people are created equal, it still does not include women. And there is still an inequality for women, although our Constitution states otherwise. Mills argues that it is wrong to not have inequality of women. And I would agree that it is. And one representation of that is a civil engagement. How is inequality of women currently affected in society? Well, the example of a 10-year-old rape victim who is denied abortion in the state of Ohio. The cutoff for abortion is 6 weeks when a heartbeat can be heard. There is no reason why a woman of any age, especially a child, should be denied an abortion and have their reproductive rights taken from them because they're a victim of a crime. So they should not be forced to suffer further because of something that they had no control of. And the people who are making these laws are mostly male lawmakers because the government in itself has an inequality of men versus women in the government making these decisions. What needs to change? As we learned in the previous slide, there's an inequality in men versus women in the government that are creating laws. There needs to be equality in opportunities, and there's still an imbalance in workplaces. Economic inequality still exists. And if you shop at any store, you'll see that a lot of feminine products are higher cost than male products. There's still pay gaps in the workforce. And another is domestic equality in the home. These are all things that need to change to create more equality in men and women. Thank you for watching my slides on how we need to create more equality for women.